Um, all right, let's get through it. Gonna try to keep a sane length of podcast today, but I doubt.
Absolutely.
Let's see. So, hey, how's about that Titanfall 2? Right?
I have played, so I think it's great that despite not colluding or discussing this even once, me and Wooly had the same idea for the same day. Which is, hey, let's just go back to Titanfall. Let's just go back to Titanfall.
We're currently allowed to play Titanfall. This is a blessing. Everybody get on it. Also, the game has been, again, giving itself away for the last couple of years, right? When you go back and you look at it and you're like, this thing is like $6, $4, depending on like where you're looking. And my God, does it instantly just tickle all the fucking right, nerves on the back of my neck, man.
I played more Titanfall than I did any other thing this entire week.
Yeah, I jumped in and I was like, there's a couple times where I was like, yeah, let me just brush up a little bit before. I wanted to play some Street Fighter, but I was like, let me just try to get my alternator game back up a little bit. And yeah, it fucking comes back, and you just that feeling, that flow. Still absolutely dog shit at it, but man, there's moments though, and I feel like on the stream, showing Reggie that for the first time as well, he saw the how fucking sick the flow of that game is, and it's so unique compared to others. And like what the exact type of thing that like works for me, that gets me happy, is like, even though I'm fucking hanging off the bottom of that leaderboard, the ability to toss a grenade out up a roof to a blind spot that I can't see and fucking shoot it after tossing it and kill the guy that's up there, the ability to have a double ejection mid-air fucking like those moments.
I had the moment where me and another Titan killed each other, and we both ejected, and we're just ejecting straight up, and then we are like face to face, like 2 feet from each other, and just like like, oh my God,
right?
Oh my God,
taking out somebody with a fast Titanfall drop right on top of them. Like, there's so many ways to just feel so good about what's going on. Like, I'm regularly putting myself at further risk to get in there to get the melee finisher, right, for that execution. Mm-hmm. Got one with I think it was it might have been with Tone, I don't remember, but either way, it was like the execution, just like skeet shooting, pulling the pilot out, and like wild, a Ronin, like basically anime slash one that was insane. There's so much happening, and
so
at no
clarity,
point
they put out a patch that those servers just work again properly.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we're talking about.
There you go. And yeah, it's honestly, not only is it the most unique like first person shooter like game flow that I think of, and I was kind of explaining this to at the time when we were going back in and playing it, how like it really doesn't feel like anything else in that stuff. This is not to dismiss the Tribe's obvious references every time we talk about how Tribes used to have tons of movement, but it's to say the switching into the robot and out of it, and how you don't feel like one is better than the other because they're both awesome. And
every time I'm on foot, I'm like, man, I can't do nothing against Titans. Every time I'm in a Titan, I'm like, oh, these fucking pilots. Oh, it's so annoying. Oh.
Exactly, right? And you're like, oh my God, they successfully balanced an asymmetrical design into the flow of the system and really made it feel good. And you get them just frequently enough that like by the middle to end of the match, there can be a 50-50 of pilots to Titans on the field. Some people want to be more pilot, some people want to be more Titan, and like that whole exchange of like two Titans rolling up with like one pilot around just to like peekaboo and fuck around, pull a battery out. There's all these little things to it that like
I saw a guy in a game that I was playing. He had the good auto Titan upgrade, the one where
Yeah.
your Titan actually fights well when out.
Yeah, and the AI.
Instead of getting in, he stayed out
That's awesome.
to steal batteries.
That's awesome.
To feed to his auto Titan.
That's fucking cool. Okay, because I haven't fucked with that ability too much because I know it says like it lets your auto Titan actually use its abilities as opposed to just the basics, you know. Man, that's so sick, dude. Yeah. Now there's really, it's such a unique game flow, and that is kind of, I hope in that brief look, people that weren't around hearing the entire Apex saga can understand like what we're missing and why, you know. There's moments like some of the best moments in Apex are like the moments in Titanfall where you're both running inside of a building, sliding past each other, and getting a nice execution, or oh shit, bop 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 bop. You're right. You round a corner and snapshot, I believe, right, as the term. But just to finish the thought, those moments that are like the best ones in Apex, or getting a Kraber shot from a million miles away and taking someone out, represent like 15% of what's hype about Titanfall.
My best Apex match in terms of feels like my average Titanfall 2 match. Like, it makes me think of like, look at what they took from us. I'm like, when I'm grappling and I'm getting in a robot and I'm wall running and I'm double jumping and I just have Mastiff as a regular weapon instead of like a gold drop.
Yeah.
And I can shoot while sprinting with my shotgun, and it's
like they prepared a whole buffet with Titanfall 2 and then like took a couple of items and put them over here for Apex, and they're still really good, and that's fine, but man, do you just miss the full spectrum of it, you know?
I still don't understand why they didn't just directly transfer Titanfall's gameplay into a big map. They've talked about it, and the reasoning never made any sense. They're like, the skill ceiling would be too high, and
they said they could. I just remember them saying they couldn't make it work, but I don't know if they ever went into the
what's
details.
That fucking mean?
Right?
Like I'll tell you that if you had a Titanfall 2 style battle royale, then the person at the top of that leaderboard is going to be a Jedi. Like they're gonna be just like,
but I mean,
unhittable.
I'm sure more than anyone they must have explored how to make this work. But the feeling and thought that they just never landed on any version of it that could seems really wild to me. Because like whatever the flow has to change to be, it's like by losing the second half of that game, jumping on the Titan, jumping into the Titan, fighting the Titan on foot, being inside of it, feeling powerful, and then like having, and it's also a little bit of it too, is like when you eventually your Titan blows the fuck up, right?
Yeah,
and then you
will.
And you exit that, and you have like a second chance back in that, you know, to resume playing, as it were. That's also a really good feeling that I think, a battle royale could have definitely benefited from. But anyway, whatever the case was, they just couldn't pull it off, and here we are going back to it, and everyone can see right off the bat, like it just fucking rules.
There's a great video that I watched that I've been trying to find while we've been talking, and maybe someone in the chat or on social media can help me. It was somebody diving into what does it mean to play a quote-unquote dead game, and how dead can a multiplayer game actually get before it affects your ability to play it. Because I look at Titanfall and I'm like, 10,000 people online when I hop on to play on PC. And I look at that. Yeah, it does sound like Racevic, but I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it. And 10,000 is pretty low, right? Like, we're used to seeing hundreds of thousands, blah, blah, blah. And I hit matchmaking, and I want to play attrition, which is the main mode, and I got a match within 40 seconds. And then subsequent matchmaking was faster and faster and faster. And then I just played for 4 or 5 hours. So, yeah,
Yeah, I have. I had matches queue up in 15 to 20, and I've had matches sometimes where like I'm waiting 2 minutes. You know, like it's been up and down, but I haven't had anything like really like bad.
Yeah, because the fear is that you go, okay, I'm going to play Titanfall 2, woo woo, and then you hit matchmaking and you're waiting like 15
10
minutes,
minutes, yeah,
20 minutes, you know, and no, it just works. You get into matches quickly. You play tons of matches. I've regenerated another character.
Yeah, I
because I was able to play so many matches.
And while fucking and this is something too that's really unique is the fact that you can say, hey, like, we're just going in on how fucking sick this multiplayer is. There's a single player that is absolutely stellar that surprisingly doesn't overlap 100% with multiplayer content. There's a ton of unique ass shit going on in a single player campaign there, where in most cases you'd look at the multiplayer and go, oh my god, that multiplayer is so good, no wonder the single player is ass, right? You'd either world tour it, or you'd whatever. Last of Us, is that a good comparison? I don't know. Whatever the equivalent.
No, the best comparison is like the old Call of Duty games, the ones that Respawn made, in which they had like really excellent campaigns and fantastic multiplayer, but they were completely different beasts.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, just something where. But your expectation would almost be like one is amazing, therefore the other has to suffer. You know, games where they slap it in.
Dead Space.
Sure.
Space
well,
2.
I was going to say BioShock multiplayer or Tomb Raider, right?
Hey, careful! Somebody's going to come out of the woodwork and be like, you know, I love that fucking thing. That was my favorite.
I tested a bunch of Tomb Raider multiplayer. It was there.
It was there.
You know. But no,
it was there.
But that's not the point. The point is fucking the fact that they made both incredible independently, and like it wasn't like when you play when I played Halo, right? I saw a lot of Halo's multiplayer I felt in like the kind of campaign.
Yeah. No, Halo has like a really close relationship. It's just instead of enemy players, it's enemies that are using more or less the same rules. Like elites in Halo single player have shields, right, and they kind of function similarly.
And so that feels really close, where you're like, oh yeah, these are going hand in hand. Fair enough, you know, fucking GoldenEye with its shit. But yeah, Titanfall has so much like stuff that's like unique to the single player that's incredible that you're like, oh man. This on its own is a fucking awesome proposition. So
I played a lot of first-person shooter campaigns, and like I don't feel comfortable saying it's the best one, but I can easily say that the Titanfall 2 campaign is like top 3 ever.
Yeah, if that
Effect and Cause is the best level in a shooter of all time.
If that type of game were more frequent with first-person shooters, I might be like way more in on the genre. I might just be obsessed with them and go super hard if that was kind of like the average experience with it, you know. But in any case, yeah, fuck, man, what an awesome like, hey, servers work, cool. Everyone go enjoy, you know.
To those who are asking, the level I mentioned, Effect and Cause, yes, that is the time travel one. That is the one. So good. It's just, oh my god, I can't believe. And then they throw the mechanic away and they're like, we did the level, it's done.
Before the level ends, they throw it away to give you just a really cool set piece. And then we're out. We are out.
The video I was referring to is How Much Does Multiplayer Population Matter by Racevic.
Okay. Yeah. Man. Yeah. I'm thinking of too of how like there's a little thing as well where I have a special little tingle whenever something I like a lot ends up being something where they're like, oh, we know, trust us, it's special to us too. And that's why like in Metal Gear, right, when I was like, fuck, god damn it, the boss rules, and then like Kojima's like, I know, and then you get the way that story works out.
I'm gonna kind of obsess the story in that direction.
The longer we go, the more we fucking dip back in, and we're like, all right. But that initial point, post Snake Eater, when it was like, where are we gonna go from here? And like a big chunk of 4 is just like, yo, the boss though, and I was like, yes, thank you, right? So in Titanfall 1, obviously the fucking noob gun, whatever, the smart pistol was such a cool like fucking feeling bit, and then you get the fucking knife, and then you get Legion as my favorite of the Titans, and like all of that is dropped in at the climax of the fucking single player, where the Seer kit comes out and you finally get Legion, and I'm like, my god, they're making the high point of this the things I love the most, and the feeling of running through with the fucking smart pistol, like, unbelievable, man. The Seer kit, dude. That's why.
So this is building up to a Titanfall 3 announcement because of the thing and the messages and the
Let me try to time. I'm gonna try to tie my hoodie around like a straight jacket and just start rocking.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. No.
And nothing hurts anymore. I can't. I don't feel. It can't hurt me. And you know what? Yeah. I enjoyed some Titanfall this week, and it's up and alive, and you can go play it, and that's cool.
It's great.
That's
good.
all. Let's take life in baby steps.
Tell you what, I had a bit of a jump scare loading in because I was like, "Oh, is there a CSB group on PC?" And I'm like, "Oh, there is a CSB group. What is it? Oh, it's the Cum Shot Brigade." Okay, I'm gonna make a
wait. What? No, I found one that was Castle Super Beast.
On PS4 and on PC. The one you found on PC, I made that one last week.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you can search by tag. So you type in CSB, and when I searched last week, the number one most populated group on PC under CSB is the Cum Shot Brigade. And I'm like, all right.
What are you
all right, no, I'm gonna make the real one. Okay.
You afraid of a little cum, bro? I
am. Yeah, I'll say it. I'm afraid of a little cum.
What are you, Star Wars?
Didn't think that was gonna go there. But you're right. What, you talking about, Jatz?
You talking about Jatz music, bro?
Oh, you fucking cowards!
Oh my god. They finally, after years of just sticking with Jizz music, have finally said they've lost the battle. They've lost the cultural battle against Jizz, and now it's been retconned to be Jatz.
I refuse to abide by this name change. I won't do it,
dude. But there's something to be said about fighting that fight for as long as possible, and like, it has nothing to do with your IP at all, but the culture has decided that this word is going other places, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, imagine if you decided to start a company called Good Old Fashioned Country Cream Pies, and
all right.
And you sell delicious cream pies.
Yeah, you sell them.
Right? And every you get on your ox cart and you bring them down to the local grocery store, and then that builds up into a company, and now you got packaging, and you're selling good old fashioned home country cream pies, and the world is moving its own direction. What are you, a humble farmer, to do? You fight that fight for as long as you can, but at some point you got to rip your hat off and slap it on the ground and jump on it, because sorry, man, you're not winning this battle.
I always laughed, I always giggled. And now that they're changing it, I'm going to giggle more, because the thing that bothered me the most about Jizz music is how offhand and lame it is. What's it called? Space music. What's the name of music? Can I change a letter?
Jaws.
Yeah. Jews? No, that one's not good. No.
Not that one.
Jaws? No, that doesn't hit. Jizz, there we go. I nailed it. All right, moving on. Like, why does it even have to have a weird space name?
Sometimes you have to just lean into the bit. Sometimes. Disney will never, but sometimes you do. For example, the good old-fashioned country cream pie example as just given there. Excuse me. Are you familiar with pot noodle?
Not particularly.
Ramen noodles, right?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Yeah, so in the British Office, the character Chris Finch, who's basically Sid's voice actor from FF16, at one
Ralph
point,
Ineson?
I don't know the full name, but yeah, but whatever, Finchy. He played the voice of Sid in Final Fantasy 16. Like at one point comes to the office and he says something to the effect of like, "Mate, you look like you've had a pot noodle and a wank," right? And that's like a big line that pops up and turns the slang "go have a pot noodle" for "go home and jerk off." Right?
Yeah. Okay. Good. Mm-hmm.
At which point the pot noodle ramen company just goes "fuck it" and makes a whole bunch of commercials leaning into the idea of going and making pot noodle at home, or getting caught slurping up your noodles in your bedroom, and everyone's like, "Hey, what are you doing in there?"
All right,
and like,
yeah.
You know you want it, and they go all the way in their marketing, and the slang pot noodle for jerking off becomes their marketing campaign entirely.
Oh, somebody's sending me one already. God, you people, Asuna, you are too on top of this.
So you have to lean into the bit sometimes. It's the only way to win. You can't fight it. Yeah. That's it. That's the only way. Jatz music.
Fucking
out of here.
The name is terrible. It's awful. Like, it's such a minor thing.
And it doesn't help that the little Jatz players look like dicks.
Yeah.
Like,
well, part of the problem is like it's very easy to make something look like a dick. Kind of everything looks like dicks. If you look around, everything's just dicks.
Yeah, I guess. But
nothing to be done, really.
But some things in Star Wars look more like dicks than others, you know?
Oh, you mean like everything cool in Star Wars?
I'm like
all the guns and the laser swords
and the helmets and the spaceships. Yes. Yeah. Like we can say, "Oh man, everything in life is dicks," but then Giger's like, "Right? So what are you blaming me for?"
A lot. A lot, Giger. Stop it. I don't want my dick to fucking meld in with the wall and have a mouth.
Too late.
That's weird.
Too late. I even got the veins that connect to the other part.
As long as Snickers keeps its fucking dick vein, society will maintain.
What was that? I think was it a bit where
it was like a trap for
yeah, or like, no, wasn't the thing like if you see a Snickers without the dick vein, you think it's not going to be as good?
Like it was some stupid shit post about Snickers removing the dick vein, and it caused a bunch of fucking right-wing Americans to put out like videos on their TV shows to be like, they're trying to steal your dick vein from your Snickers. The most fucking absurd shit in the world.
What a pure battle. What a noble cause. In any case,
even look at a Snickers anymore after that whole thing. It's such a dick vein. It's such a dick vein.
Absolutely. Enjoy it. Appreciate it. Lean in. Don't fear it, baby. Don't fear that shit. All the way in. There you go.